Hello. Just another short video from me. New electric car on the market, just coming out, the Hyundai Ioniq number 5. It seems a really nice car. It's sort of everything you got: decent range, decent speed, 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive, and it's built to be electric, which is a big plus. In a way, if you've got a choice, you really want to get an electric car that's built to be electric. I mean, there's a lot about, like the Mini, that's built to be a fossil car. And actually, most electric cars are like have been built to be a fossil car, and the electric angle has been the afterthought. Now, it's always best to have a car that's built to be electric, and this new Hyundai Ioniq 5 has been built to be an electric car, and it really is something special. As I say, it's 2-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, 2-wheel drive, or 4-wheel drive, which is great. In a way, you don't really want to have a front-wheel drive electric car, because there's no need. The only reason petrol cars are front-wheel drive is to save with the space, because to save the engine space, and that's really caught on. But there's no need of an electric car, because the actual motor, the electric motor, doesn't use any space anyway, and the batteries sit on the floor. So it is a little bit odd, a little bit silly actually, having front-wheel drive electric cars. So I really wouldn't recommend it. Also, I really wouldn't recommend a car that does less than 200 mile range, and I wouldn't recommend an electric car that's really dear. So now, because this car I'm in now, a Tesla Model 3, which is top end, it's a really nice car. But my future car, and I'm releasing this, will be going in November. So the car I will probably, I keep changing my mind. If I buy a car, it'll probably be, because it's got to be cheap, not what I'm doing now, it'll probably be a MG, because they're so damn cheap. Is it what I really want? No, not really, no. So you can get one of those for less than 20,000 brand new. An MG ZS. Bit of a bargain, but not what I want. That's life, isn't it? Or I could go down, carry on with the leasing. That'd have to be a cheaper lease than the Tesla, and I've been looking around, and the car fulfills my it's halfway to a Tesla in a way. Is a Volkswagen ID3, because that's rear-wheel drive. That's nice, and it's built to be an electric car, which is nice, and it's got good range, which is nice. It's got the three things which I really like. So that sounds quite promising. And of course, really the biggest thing, the leasing is quite cheap. In fact, leasing is getting quite close to being half the lease of the cost of a Tesla Model 3. So all the boxes are ticked except one thing. And the one thing, I don't know if you noticed on the screen, I'll do it now. The one thing is this. And I will miss that. I don't know if you noticed it. I just thought. The Volkswagen is considerably slower than this. I mean, I wouldn't care if it's a little bit slower, but it's quite a lot slower, and I will miss that. Not because I drive like a lunatic, it's just nice that it's always there. It's always there. Unlike a petrol or diesel performance car, the performance is only there when the revs are right, when you're in the right gear. Even automatic one, it's got to be the right rev band. So, but the power is always there. I mean, the Volkswagen ID3, even though it's slower on paper, it's quicker than nearly all fossil cars, because it's always there. I can't stress that. I mean, when these companies are saying have a 40-hour, 80-hour test drive an electric car, they're doing the sensible thing, because You drive an electric car for 48 hours, it's irresistible. It is so much better. It makes a basic car into quite a luxury car, and it makes a luxury car into something which diesel or petrol can't possibly attain. And I'm biased, but I've got every reason to be, because the further you drive, the more you appreciate it. I'm in Britain, and there's a hill, Berry Hill, in the old days, because I'm old. Berry Hill is a long, steep hill. In the old days, cars used to pull over overheating, and yeah, because this going up this hill. Nowadays, in this Tesla, I mean, I've been up into various cars because I've gone that direction quite often, and this Tesla, oh my word, up this hill. It's not a hill. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. I mean, I didn't do this because it'd be crazy, but this Tesla would go up that hill at 100 miles an hour. No, I'm not exaggerating. It would climb that hill at 100 miles an hour. And this is the basic one. This is the slow Tesla Model 3. Yeah, the torque is huge. So that's the thing I'll miss. So this Volkswagen ID3 looks sort of perfection in every area, except I would kind of like it to be a bit quicker, because this is 0 to 60 in 5.2 seconds, and the Volkswagen ID3 does the same in about 9.5 seconds. I mean, I'm sounding like a loony kid, aren't I, racing away? But 4 seconds difference to 60 is a big difference. I mean, it really is. So perhaps I'll have to drive one. I'll have to have a road. Maybe I can get it'd be nice to get an extended road test on one of those, and I'll be able to see what the Volkswagen's like, and if it's as if I can put up with the leisureliness of it all. It's relatively. It's not slow. It's relatively slow. So we'll see what happens. I've got up to November, and as I often say, maybe I'll win the lottery, and then I'll have a Tesla Model S Plaid. Wow, now that is something special. But you have to win the lottery first, so it's a slight snag, isn't it? Yeah, what's going on in politics today? Oh, poor old Boris. Before he was PM, he spent 50 million on the bridge and not a brick was laid, and he made bendy buses. This is when he's the mayor of London, which were scrapped because they were useless, because they wouldn't go around the corners in London. He's made so many mistakes, it's unbelievable. He used to work for a newspaper, and he was sacked from there from lying and deceit. He's been married a few times. He's got illegitimate children all over the place. He's in number 10 now with Kerry Simmons, his girlfriend, while he's still married to another woman. He is absolutely the cream of the lowlife. But he seems to be getting away with everything until now. It's a bit odd, because at the moment it seems like he might get done for decorating his flat with taxpayers' money. It's a bit like Al Capone was done for a tax evasion, when he's murdered so many people. It is really a really weird thing. Just past an accident. Really weird thing. So it's a strange one. He might actually get into trouble over some rolls of wallpaper. You can imagine wallpaper there, but £100 a square metre. What an absolute joke. It's because they are so greedy and so extravagant, because it's not their money, just spending taxpayers' money. There's no two ways about it. No way would he spend that sort of money. Or could he spend that money? He shouldn't have that money, because he isn't a rich man. So the money's come from somewhere. I mean, do people normally spend £12,000 on a what is that, clock? I think something like that. It's obscene. an owl clock, I think it is. Crazy stuff. And a couple of £1,000 on the waste paper bin. I mean, it is absolutely absurd. So he might get done for throwing £100,000 away when he has wasted billions of taxpayers' money. So I say it's like the Al Capone comparison. So he might be in a bit of trouble, which I never thought he would be, because it looked like he could do anything. And people still say, oh, good old Boris, isn't he a funny old Boris? He's funny hair, isn't he a funny little fat person? He's so amusing. But I think he might be unstuck now. Little tubby chirpy chappy could be unstuck. Good riddance. Mind you, saying that, who's going to replace him? They're all... I've never known a government with so many people who haven't got a clue what they're doing. And they wear it like a badge of honour. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't research. I don't check things out. I go to get ferries to cross the channel. I go to a company which has no boats. If I want PPE, I go to a company, as long as they give us a backhander, I go to a company which has no PPE, or no experience in making PPE, or no experience in making ventilators. I'll go to old Dyson, because he can't make ventilators. He's never made ventilators. I suppose the government thinks because he deals with something which sucks and blows, he can make ventilators. So they go to old Dyson and say, hey, Mr. Dyson, make us some ventilators. And this is on the phone, we've been texting each other. And Tyson says, well, I want some tax breaks to do that, Boris. And Boris says, these are real words, I can fix that for you. By the way, Dyson's got 16 billion pounds. I can fix that for you. Oh, by the way, the reason Dyson helps Dyson being so rich is he promoted Brexit. Now we got Brexit, and as soon as we got Brexit, Dyson buggered off to Singapore, tax haven. So under David Cameron, our previous Conservative Prime Minister, he got benefits to help him develop his country from David Cameron. Now he's hugely successful, he's buggered off and he's not paying tax into the UK because he's gone to Singapore, tax haven. Well done, Mr. Dyson, what a good chap you are. And that's what's happened just recently. And he didn't even want to pay the poxy few £1 million tax compared with his billions if he's going to make this ventilator, which actually he didn't make a single one. So, and there were companies who said, hey Boris, we can make you a ventilator. We actually make ventilators. We can make you a ventilator. And they looked at the company and said, well, you're not giving out the Tory party any money. You're not getting a bloody job. We go to someone who's chipping in. We go to our best mates. Our best mates, because they can build the stuff. Well, they can't build the stuff, but we like them. They can have a go, can't they? They can have a crack at it. It's a disgrace. Absolute disgrace. So it's just jobs for your mate. Jobs for your best mates. I've never known all governments do at some point, but they run the government for their own benefit. It's like a old boys club. Oh yes, here we are. Oh Fred, what do you do? Oh, you work in the bar, work behind the bar. Well, do you want a job? Here's a couple of million. Do you think you make some ventilators? Why not? Why not? Anyone will do. Anyone who will chuck the money around and they switch it between each other. Got taxpayers' money, might as well spread it around between each other, between their mates. It's exactly what they've done all the way through. There's plenty of people who've done so well out of COVID. So well. But the people who've done so well out of COVID are people who are doing so well anyway. just stack up that cash. Give me some more money. When they felt their mates who have restaurant businesses and things said, we'll have eat out to help out. This is back in October. Before October, August, September, October 2020. Eat out to help out. The government will use taxpayers' money to give people a tenner off their meal because people weren't going out because they're frightened of dying. So the government said, don't worry about dying. We'll give you a tenner. Go out and eat outside. So out people went willy-nilly with their tenner off, because the government wouldn't possibly risk your life, would they? They wouldn't risk your life. They wouldn't. Their bodies wouldn't be stacked up in the streets, as Boris said. The bodies won't be stacked up in the streets, because the government wouldn't possibly let us down to that extent, would they? They wouldn't kill us to get a few restaurants open again, would they? Like he did. And after that, massive increase in deaths. Yep, eat out to help out. Eat out to kill yourself, to kill your mother, to kill your granny. Good old Boris. Good old Ricky Sunak. What good lads they are, what good fellows. So that's why we had the highest total in Europe of deaths. By trying to not upset the financial situation. And the magic thing is, because they messed up so big time, they've managed to bollocks up both. They've wrecked the economy and they've had the deaths. Double whammy. And they're still strutting around, smiling. Oh, aren't we wonderful? Because they've got the vaccine. Because they gambled. So they gamble on everything. This gamble worked out. And we've got the vaccine. And that is helping. That is working. You can't knock the vaccine. So, I mean, if it hadn't been the vaccine, God, I mean, well, I don't know. Would the government still be, would people still smiling, good old Boris, if people are still dying at the rate they were? I don't know, maybe they would. Some people seem to be immune. And Boris is immune. And the Tory party is immune. Absolute puzzle. Like Trump was immune. Trump was doing dreadful things, and now the country's been cleaned up by the old fella, Biden. So they're cleaning up the country, he's cleaning up the country, and people are still saying, naughty, nasty Biden. And Biden says, I want to take some billions from billionaires to help poor people. And the poor people are saying, oh, we don't like that. We don't like that. How dare you take money from billionaires? They're lovely billionaires. Don't do that. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. I mean, you can understand billionaires whining about it. But it is an absolute mystery that poor people are whining about it. It's amazing. Apparently, yeah, there's a bit of an altercation where someone was saying that Dyson wasn't something about BBC. Dyson's not that wonderful. And all the people are saying, how dare the BBC, because everyone hates the BBC at the moment, it's the in thing. How dare people pick on lovely Mr. Dyson? And the people are saying, how dare they pick on Dyson? I assume mainly they're taxpayers. They are paying tax for billionaire Tyson, because he's not paying bloody tax. So there's poor people paying tax, saying, we love you, Mr. Dyson, while Mr. Dyson is paying no tax. You can't whack it, can you? It's an ambulance. Okay. Right, getting near home now, so I might sign off now. Yeah, so yeah, bye-bye, I've bored you now. If anyone's listening, I'll see you later on anyway. And have a good day. Bye-bye.
Well, I'm not feeling very well today. I think I've got a bit of green fly and I feel a bit tired. Oh no, what shall I do?